Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what I have done here in the family room to bring in the fall look for this upcoming season. If you are like me and you enjoy getting the most out of every season, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and then share with others so that they may find me here in the community. All right, so we are going to get into this video. The first thing I want to share with you is what I did to this particular side of the room. Um, for this small table here, I always like to do a little bit of decor here. Last season for spring, I think I might have overdid it because I did get tired of looking at it being so full. I had bought in a lot of family photos, which I love having family photos around, and I've not yet finished adding photos to all of the frames that I've been picking up, but I think this area was just a little bit too much that I had going on. So I lightened this area over here by taking some of the frames away, and then I bought in this nice little floral arrangement. It is faux, of course, but these are some pieces and stems that I had stored away, and I just pulled them out. They were already together, so I obviously had them in another room, and I just decided to add them over here, which I think they are so nice with what is happening here with the painting. I think they match perfectly. And then up top, I switched out the picture that I had there. It was previously a black frame with a white mat, but I found this picture in Target. This is from the Studio McGee line. I have had this for probably about a year now, I believe, but I really do like the look of it, but it just wasn't feeling right. It was feeling a little bit too heavy for the spring and the summer, so I bought it in for fall, and it's just perfect. All right, and then we have the fireplace, which is right next to this small table. I always say the fireplace is the easiest area that you can play around with to bring in a seasonal look into your space. So you'll notice from my last video, which was for spring and summer, I still have these garland pieces here, which I fell in love with these over a year ago, and I went out and purchased them actually this year and bought them in for spring and summer, and I could not be more pleased with the way they've been able to transition from the spring and summer feel over to the fall vibe. The reason I say that is because they weren't too dark for spring and summer, and they're not too light for the fall season. So I thought these were good. I just went ahead and bought in some little sticks that I had stored away in this with the seasonal decor, and I tucked them in a few places here and here, and I thought that they added a nice mix to the fireplace. Now, as far as the greenery goes, I actually went to Hobby Lobby because that's like my go-to spot when I'm looking for some quick seasonal decor to add to any of my rooms, especially the fireplace. And I found these really neat mushrooms. That's first and foremost. Instead of me lining the fireplace this season with a lot of pumpkins, came across the mushrooms, and I thought they would be a great addition to the fireplace and something definitely a little bit different from the average look of the pumpkins. So I wanted to have a little bit of fun with these. And then these are about 3 faux stems. These leaves are the velvet finish, which I absolutely love because I think the velvet finish definitely gives off this semi-real look. And that's one of the things that I always try to make sure that I have when I bring in faux decor. I like to make sure that they look as close to real as possible. So these are 3 stems that I've layered on top of this green garland, and then I just place the mushrooms in there. So they're not stuck to anything to make them stay permanently. They are just placed in here and positioned on top of these big leaves. And I can easily come in and move them and change them around should I want to. So in this garland here, there are some pine cones and then some other little branches that have some spiral a spiral look to them. But I also bought in just 2 additional faux stems that I found in my storage bin. So we have this one here, tucked it down on the back side of there, and then we have this. So I somewhat kept the look that I had going on for spring. I just added to it. I stayed with decorating just one side of the fireplace because I really like that spring look. I actually had a really hard time with moving forward with taking out the spring decor and adding the fall decor because I was really fond of what I had done for spring. But after I got everything up for fall, I realized I'm so happy that I went ahead and went forward with it because now I can see that I actually love how everything came together in here. Moving on to the television console, you'll notice that these are still here, which are these small little vases that I had in here with these floral bouquets. These, I think, are a great look for spring and summer, but they also work for fall, which is also how I felt about the garland piece that is on the fireplace. When I pick out my seasonal decor, one of the main things that I love to do is try to find items that I feel can transition easily from one season to another because let's face it, a lot of times we don't want to have to go out and buy decor every single season. And these actually worked out good for me. So I kept these on the console and I added in these velvet pumpkins. I am a huge fan of the velvet pumpkin look, but I didn't want to overdo pumpkins in this area. I felt like something else was needed up here. So instead of me going with a bunch of high faux florals, I decided to keep everything level and just add in a different texture, which would cozy it up a little bit more. Added 3 pumpkins to that, and I am really happy with how it turned out. If you don't have a fireplace to use to play up seasonal decor, this is the next best thing. If you have a television console or console table, this is also a great area where you can do that at. So I actually, in this particular space, have all 3 things going on in here. So I needed to make sure that I kept it light for at least 2 of them. And I had the most fun with what was going on here on the fireplace. Moving to this side of the room, this is my live plant that I have here in the space. Her name is Stella, and I got her a little over a year ago, and she has grown to be so pretty. She's growing so well in this corner. And because of the size of her, this is not a plant that I want to move around a lot. So I put her in this black pot because I felt like, this pot could literally just move right into every single season and I not feel the need to want to change it. It's such a big plant. I definitely don't want to have to pull it out and put it into anything else. This plant is very sentimental to me. And I mentioned her in my last video, so those of you who know, you know. So I plan on having her around for a really long time. I did not want to move her out of this space because, again, she's growing so well, and I do like to have her front and center in this area so I can look at her like every single day. So instead of me moving her, I decided to play up a little seasonal decor here on the side table. So that kind of breaks up that look because she definitely works for spring and summer easily, but when it comes to fall and winter, I think it takes away from that fall or wintry look where the leaves are mostly brown or turning reds or the orange colors because she's so green and so pretty. So I bought in some faux floral stems over here, and this is where you'll find some additional pumpkins in this space. These are actually, I'm going to pull one of them out so you can see it. These are a group of floral stems that have already been put together. I bought these just like this from Hobby Lobby. What I loved about them is that they had the burlap rope around the stem of them. And then of course you got pumpkins in here. You have the pine cones in here. Then you have some floral faux leaves in here with like the brighter colors. And then of course you have like the little brown and light color beads. But I thought this was a really easy way to bring in a fall bouquet without having to figure out how you're going to go about putting together a bunch of other florals to get the look that you're looking for. I saw these and they immediately jumped out to me, so I knew these were some floral stems that I wanted to have in this space. So I put two of them into this vase, and then I added some additional stems that I thought would bring out the look of these two without overpowering. And you're looking at the space from the angle over there. This breaks up that look of this tree feeling so spring-like and summer-like. So what I decided to do here on the coffee table was take off my butterflies that I had on here for spring. I wanted to lighten it up for fall and take away some of the heaviness that I had going on here. I had a black vase in here, which black would have been nice for fall, but I had it in here for spring mixed with some pink florals. So I decided to move that and add in these fall stems here in a lighter colored vase. All right, now as far as the sectional goes, I shared on my Instagram stories here a couple of days ago, I decided to bring in some new pillow covers, and these pillow covers are velvet in finish, and I thought that they would be a great substitution for the white pillow covers that I had in here. I had previously had some white pillow covers with the black piping around the sides, but the pillow covers, I decided to keep the brown shades that I had, and I switched out. These actually used to be sitting in the other sitting area, and I decided to bring them in here instead. But I really wanted the color palette to still be light, but I wanted to have a pop of a stronger color, and that's what I decided to use the velvet pillow cover for. So I am really happy with how these turned out. I am going to be having them linked on my Like to Know It page as well for those of you who may be interested. I thought they were phenomenal price wise. The place that I got these pillow covers from is the same place that I've bought quite a few other pillow covers from, and I have always really loved the quality of the covers. So one of the things that I really love about the fact that I can unzip them and take the inserts out is the fact that you can easily store as many pillow covers as you want to, easily switch them out from season to season, and not have to worry about space. You also won't have to worry about buying new pillows. I remember back in the day, I used to actually buy a lot of pillows where they were not pillow covers, they were just full blown pillows. And so when it came to me thinking about having to wash them, dry them, or store them, put them up when I did not need to use them for a particular season or time, I found that very hard to do and very frustrating and annoying. So switching everything out to pillow covers has been a game changer for me. Now, when it comes to this seating area over here, I simply changed out the pillow covers to the main pillow cover that I have on the sectional over there, and that is this gold color in the crushed velvet. The wreath that I have here on the mirror over here, I actually shared this wreath, gosh, a couple of months ago on my Instagram when I went into Target. This is from Studio McGee's line. When I went to Target, I came across this wreath and it was gorgeous, definitely caught my eye. This kind of set the tone of what I wanted to do for fall in this space. I knew that I wanted to add a little bit of gold. Seeing the ribbon here, I just thought a gold color would pair very well with it. So the way that I operate nowadays is if it catches my eye and if I walk away from it and I'm still thinking about it, I typically know that it's one of those things that I'm going to really love and love for a good period of time. As far as these little tables go right here, these are also a great way that I play around with the seasonal look, I added these faux branches, and they're off colored green, a really nice color green. They're not too light, they're not too dark, and they almost fall in line with what's going on the fireplace. But I just tucked them down in this little green vase that I've had here for over a year now. I got that little vase from the Target dollar spot, but I kept it really simple on these tables because I didn't think that they needed too much more. These are florals I found at Hobby Lobby. Walking through the store, didn't have the intention on getting them, but I came across them and I thought these would be perfect as vase fillers to replace the pink or the fuchsia colored bougainvilleas that I had here before. I always like to play up this area. This is where the water feature is, but it's just a plain water cooler. So I always try to take advantage of little spaces like that to keep it from looking so functional. Bring a little decor to it and add some stems to the top of it. So, and then of course you can see the throw blanket that's draped over the couch back there. I think it just adds that extra cozy element from this particular side of the room. All right, and then when it comes to the kitchen table, I decided to keep everything simple and easy and not change out what I had going on here with the faux driftwood. I had two of those stems actually on the fireplace, and when I decided to take them off the fireplace, I immediately knew that I wanted to add them to the bunch that I had here on the table because I just didn't want to do anything else to the table. I have a few additional things that are going on in the kitchen over there, and I felt like adding too much to the table would just be too much overall. I forgot to add, I bought my sheep into this room, bought her from the living room to the family room. I thought it would be so fun to put her right here and just have her peeking from around the sofa. I really love the addition she has been in this room. All right, so that's it, you guys. That's all that I've done here in this particular area for the fall season. If you enjoy this content, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and then share with others so that they may find me here in the community. Bye now.